Well, the onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be our visitors taking on the San Francisco 49ers. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
Here we go.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down. You look at this Niner defense, and they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Ready?
Again, it's Taylor. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. They'll try the left side with Taylor. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd and a couple.
Ready?
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Set, ready. Blue, 32. Set.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Go. 10 black. White.
Throwing, Young. come up short. Low throw.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is it still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
Now Young. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he will take it in for the touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. Looking to put a drive together.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, kill.
Paul want to give up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. When you look at this defense, well, they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Sink right.
Paul again on second down. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass. You don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's playing run all the way here.
Third and 8.
Go, let's go. Hey, take right.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
11.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
11, add it. Tomato. Dirty left.
Now Lawrence to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4. Still 3 yards short. 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, run! 11.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it's second down. The Niners are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They got off to a good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
13, Luke.
Now Lawrence. Open man is Tucker. But he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Red.
They'll try to run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm with you, a little bit surprising. They wanted people getting to the ball as fast as possible. The lighter, shiftier defensive backs allow you that opportunity.
Go. Hey, I'm gun. Hey, run. Gun. It's on touch.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are an extra point away from evening this one up. No problem there on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
6, Mega. Ready?
Young now. That's caught. Puka Nacua. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 15 yards there on the catch and run. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Okay, ready?
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Young to throw it. Pass complete there to Nacua. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Go.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it?
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Well, he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3 and leaves him with 4th and 1. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. No move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
They'll run for it. It's Taylor.
And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Let's go now. Hut.
They'll try to throw now. Young. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
On the ball.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
17.
Now Young. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
On the set.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Set, hot, 6, Mega, 50, green. Red, yellow. Black shot. Blue striker. Hut, hut.
Looking to throw, Young. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining.
Let's go. Sink break. Hey, I'm gun. Ready?
Here's Lawrence. This short pass into the hands of the Joker. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 18 yards, 1st down Niners.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
These are 24. Son. 11.
Now Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Lawrence. That's caught by Tucker. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punt, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it first and 10 at the 40.
All right, let's go. Hey, Dinter. Done. 11. Here we go, son.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Heavy.
Now a handoff up the middle. Goodson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Hey, kill. Hey, Soko, hot.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. A throw left side, hauled in by Hamlin. And he is going to have a Niners first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Easy.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll get this down over to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A passing down here. 5 receivers on the field as they look at a 2nd and 8.
Hey, run. Sink right. Done. Hey, I'm gone. 11.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Take right open. Hey, Soko, hot. Go. Big 13 heavy. 13 loop.
Lawrence will throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Left. Hey, kill. Go. Sink right.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. K.J. Hamler, 46 yards. And the Niners take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Escapes the defender. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And they'll get this up over the 25 and the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for first.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Ready?
They run once more with Taylor. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Ready? Black Ultra. 10 black. 0 green. 5 blue. Edo blue. Black shot. Set hut.
Here's Young. They'll indeed go for it. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Hey, let's go. Hey, Dinter. Zach. Big 13 heavy. Here we go.
A handoff for Hall. And he's going to take this down at the 17. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. C.J. Ham, a 16-yard touchdown. And the 49ers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on fourth down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Now another shot here at the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Visitors 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Young. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up second down.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 37.
Young. Pass caught right side by Taylor. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Only able to gain a couple there. And now third down and 6 to go.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
45, white. Blue, yellow. Green jack. 6, mega. Hut.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
On red. Hey, Soko, it's hot.
Now Lawrence to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
Lisa 24. Hey, tomato. Done.
Here's a give to Hall. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Hey, lion. Hey, Soko, it's hot. Here we go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They'll run. It's Hall. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Here we go.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Slot man moves right. Here is Young. Going to be taken in here by Nakula. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
Let's go.
Result is a first
32.
down.
Field blue. Field. Yep. Field black.
Now here's Young.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Ready, ready.
The slot man in motion right.
Ready.
They'll throw again. Young. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they've been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A first down and then some. Give them 29 yards.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Ready, break. Yellow, go. 10 black. 6.
Throwing, Young. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Black shot. Claws red. Real green. Hut, hut.
Young will set to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Julian Lowe. And the Niners are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Fred on right. Darn, this is hot. 13, Lou. Check. Here we go.
This is Hall. Now he's loose at the 40. And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Soko, it's hot. Easy. Read it 54. Read it 54.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down.
1-yard line.
11. Rip 23. Hey, Ginger, touch. Silver.
They'll run with Hall. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Breece Hall, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, Gardner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Here we go, set. Red 38.
Young now. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're trying to play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
First down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready up.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Come on, set.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, be honest, don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Young is intercepted for the third time this game. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Here's Hall. And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
11, Agate.
Ball again on second down. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That good for 22 and a first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Hey, run! Run! This one's hot!
And they will take a knee here. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for San Francisco, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.